WesBank Raceway was the venue where spectators streamed to for a day of action, fun and entertainment as round 3 of the South African National Drag Racing Championships got underway. With lots of smoke and rubber in the air, the perfect high-felt winter conditions promised an exciting day's racing for competitors, and they had a chance to do some last-minute adjustments. In the pits, all hands were needed to make sure that the cars were ready for the day's action.
Conditions looking really good. We've got lots of oxygen in the air. I'm looking specifically at Nico van Rensburg in the top eliminator class. He is the South African record holder. I'm also expecting Louis Lima to break the record, and it looks like Peter Lindenberg is going to break the record in the senior eliminator class for the normally aspirated engines. On the bike side, we're seeing a huge challenge between the Kawasaki's and the Suzuki's. Let's see what the guys do today, but we're expecting a great day's racing for drag racing.
In the stock street class, the popular Lynn van Jaarsveld in her topless Plymouth raced herself into the final against Alan Hager in his Volkswagen Golf. And off they go, neck and neck. But the Plymouth could just not keep up with a nippy Golf, and it is Hager who takes home victory at full points for the day's racing. In the Super Street 4-cylinder class, the semi-final was a sore point for Chase Aragnotti, who has been struggling the last 2 rounds.
Yes, it was a bit of a letdown at Tolton. I was sliding on diesel that was on the track somewhere, so I had a bit of a bad day there.
You've got some strong opposition in your class.
Yeah, the speed and time guys, they're really fast. They fly, especially there's a little Fiat X19 11s.
On the start line then, 2 Fiats against each other. The X19 of Dion Kitchenbrand against the Uno of Richard D'Souza. Dion gets a good start, but the Uno keeps up, but it's just not fast enough, and Kitchenbrand now has his work cut out as he comes up against Satish Harichan in his Opel Superbox for the last and final run. The Fiat X19 bucks and weaves at the start, and when it finally grips, he overtakes Harichan. But he overcooks it and breaks out of his dial-in time and have to settle for second position behind the Opel. In the Super Street 6 and 8-cylinder class, the semi-finals looked like this. Minnaar, Pretorius, Fitzroy and Dulab. The yellow BMW of Minnaar, who is leading the championship log against Sean Fitzroy in his innocent-looking Toyota. Minnaar gets a good start, but look, the Toyota is catching him from behind to take that place in the final. In stage, this time it is the Can-Am of Avi Pretorius against Minal Dulab in his Nissan Bakkie. But experience counts, and Pretorius makes it through to take 3rd place for the day behind Minnaar and Fitzroy. Back to 4 wheels, and this is the picture of the quarterfinals in the competition eliminator class. First on the line, Richard Jordan in his blue Nissan Bakkie against Weinand Muller in his Opel. But look, Jordan has problems. That's not a nice way to drop out of the competition. Points leader Kobus Kruger also had his hands full with mechanical problems.
I can't say about what we're doing now because we're struggling with the gas. I'm slipping gas.
On the start line, but Kruger's car's not going anywhere, and this gives Cedric Gregson in his D-Dragster a place in the semi. Also running hard was Conan Lane. Here he is with his red Camaro against Hannes Schlebusch in his white Nissan Bakkie, but it is Lane going through to the next round. Newcomer 5FM DJ Ruben Goldberg in his mean-looking Kearney's Courier has been showing a lot of promise. But in this run, the Beetle of Rudy Smith was just too quick, and that was the end of his day's racing. Into the semis with Cedric Gregson, serious about getting back into contention.
Well, we missed the first round because my father passed away, and then the second round we got a second place. Today we'll see what happens. I'm hoping to win today. I need the points.
Well, so far Gregson has been looking good, but can he make it into the final against the silver opal of Wynand Muller? A great start by Gregson, and he races himself into the final. The other semi-final was between Rudy Smith and Conan Lane, who looked hot and ready.
Okay, well, so far it's been going great. You know, we've just redone the motor thanks to Full Ray and the Mick van Rensburg from Talton crew. But so far the championship's going great and I'm enjoying myself.
What is the trick to end up in the top of your class when you're racing?
You know, you just got to be confident and you just got to think positively. And you have to enjoy yourself, basically.
And they're off. The yellow Beetle with Smith, Lane in the red Camaro. But Rudy gets to the line first, with Lane having to settle for third spot behind Cedric Gregson. In the senior eliminator class, it was all familiar faces who made it into the quarterfinals. Now the question is, who can make it into the semis? On the line, Muhammad Dawood in his new car.
No, I'm still busy learning the car, but the traction's good, so hopefully we'll be able to shake.
What are the major differences between this car and with Oh Baby?
Oh Baby is a solid suspension, no suspension. This is a suspension, so it's quite a learning curve. It's a total different drive, and this guy has much more horsepower.
But besides your problems with the last round, you didn't do too badly.
Yeah, no, I was lucky. Let's hope luck's with me today again.
On the line, green light. They both seem to get off well. But oh, Dawood almost ends up in the other lane. Luckily, he backs off and gets his car back under control. Very lucky indeed, but that's more luck than what some other competitors had during the day.
Well, I've been managing to get sub 10 seconds. I've done a 9.9, but today my head gasket is gone and the racing team over there are doing their level best, but I haven't yet done a qualifying run, so I'm hoping to race today, but not a good day for my Parade team.
Peter Lindenberg in his Coca-Cola Corvette looked very determined during the qualifying runs to master the sport, and he runs a record time. It looks like he's definitely here to stay.
That was the best run I've ever done, so that's encouraging. Just tried a different way to get it off the line, and it seems to be a big improvement. And a 9.4 second is bloody quick.
Everyone knew that competition in this class was very stiff, but Louis Lima was ready for anything.
I'm trying to break a new record today, if I'm lucky. The track is very nice. It's just I'm having a small problem with my air shifter gearbox.
And your car, any changes to it?
We put a bigger turbo. I've got a T70 at the moment, so let's hope that we'll get a lot better. On the dyno it shows that.
So it's Corvette against Nissan Bucky, but this is not the normal delivery type, and Lima puts an end to Lindenberg's racing for the day. Durban-based Reg Murray has proven his consistency in the last two rounds.
Because I never even took it home. I just left it here because it went so well last time. But it should be. I've just changed the oil and things, so it should be all right.
For a place in the semis, Murray came up against Fani Fourie in his blue BMW. After a first run, a protest resulted that they had to get back out there to do it again. This time it looked like the BMW was ready and serious and went on to beat Murray. Burnout, and Rudy Fourie gets ready for his run against Lionel Kruger in his Nissan.
It looks good. I think we're going to have a good couple of runs through here. Cars are looking good. We're running strong. Track looks good. Hope for the best.
Your son is dressed in your colours. Is he going to be racing one day too?
Well, he's already the little panic mechanic, so yeah, he'll be racing soon.
Waiting for green. Lionel goes, Rudy goes, but look at the way that Rudy's car jumps. And it is Lionel through to the semis with a huge challenge ahead in the form of Alan Barker with his Chevelle called Silver Bullet.
Welcome back to the South African Drag Racing Series, where the showdown is on for the semi-finals.
Just that the car is not performing too well at this stage. We're just adjusting the barrel valve and getting it off the line a bit quicker. Otherwise, pulling hard down the bottom, and we're pretty happy with the run. But like we say, it's consistency that counts.
You're from KwaZulu-Natal and you have to make your way up here all the time. You leave your car down there, or do you bring it up here?
No, we take the car up and down every time because we work on it before the meeting. It's a long trek, but yeah, it's got to be done.
On the start line, two seasoned campaigners. They run neck and neck, but at the end it looks as if the Chevelle just got some extra speed to take the win and a place in the final against Fani Fourie. This is the final and away they go. But, oh look, Alan got a red light for jumping the start. He will be furious with himself about that, and he gets beaten by a run of more than 16 seconds. The top eliminator class, and these are the big guns running on alcohol. 2003 champion Nico van Rensburg seemed to have overcome his problems from the previous two rounds.
After the qualifying this morning and round 1 and 2, it looks like my problems are solved. Hopefully the car stays in one piece this time, and maybe we can meet someone in the final.
You've been running very consistently last year, and somehow this year you've struggled in the beginning. Is that the way the drag racing goes? You never know what's going to happen next?
Oh yes, always. I mean, you get times where just nothing goes wrong. You hardly do any adjustments on the car between runs. Everything just works out for you. And unfortunately, from day one this year, I've had problems. But yeah, we managed to sort them out. Looks like it. Did a good run this morning, a 6.98, 315. So not far off the record, and I'm very happy.
A great run of 7.052 seconds from Nico, but can he better this in the semi? Also marred by problems on the day was France Meni.
I'm ready for today, but the car isn't. It's breaking down under load. I don't know if it's a magneto, or I'll have to have a look and see what exactly it is. In the burnout it was clean, but in the run it was just popping, so I had to back out. So it wasn't a very good run.
But Michael van Rensburg showed that he was definitely back on track.
The last time I told him got a bit of this pipe. Afterwards, checked afterwards what the problem was. So I fixed it and we're ready.
On the start line, but oh, it looks as if France Meni's gremlins are back. This must be the easiest way Michael ever got into a semi-final. Also running well in his car called the outsider was Mike Sargent.
We've done a little bit of touch tuning and on the fuel system and stuff like that, but mainly that's all. We haven't done any major changes yet.
The last quarter-final run, it is rail against funny car. Mike gets off the line first, but it is Pieter de Wit who wins the race to the line and into the final as he had a bye run. Unfortunately for Nico van Rensburg, his car had a breakdown, thus setting Michael van Rensburg up in the final against Pieter de Wit.
I was planning to have the funny ready by now. Unfortunately, we waited for some stuff from the States, but the car feels good. We hope we can get it to the end again today.
Looks like Whiplash is also back into shape.
Well, Michael's car is running good. It's the one concern that I've got. But let's see what the day brings.
Two rails on the line. And they run neck and neck, but it is de Wit who just gets his nose ahead to take the top spot. A great day's racing then in this round 3 with some hard-earned points added to the championship log. Here then, confirmation of the latest standings. That then was round 3 of the South African Drag Racing Championships, with round 4 taking place at Carlton International Raceway on Wednesday the 16th of June. See you there.